got out of the shower. I'm like, what's the weather, Alexa? And she's like,
The New Jersey Public's meeting law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Belvidere Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted with the Star Ledger and Express Times and submitted to the town clerk of the town of Belvidere on March 26, 2025. The meeting will be live streamed at www.belvideresd.org. Flag salute, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the Belvidere School District is to celebrate our past and empower our future, while focusing on our four cornerstones of our district: tradition, excellence, academics, and community. We strive to build confidence and promote collaboration. We encourage an equal partnership with our students and staff, as well as its community members. We empower everyone to develop the best version of themselves. The Belvidere School District is committed to shaping students into global citizens who take initiative for their success and contribute to the continued excellence of the district. Our students are a leader in the decision-making process of their education and will be prepared to excel in the 21st century society. Roll call, please.
Mr. Blum? Mrs. Sarbone?
here.
Dr. Zuppeth?
Here.
Mrs. Duckworth?
Here.
Mr. Scott? Ms. Steffen?
Here.
Ms. Walton?
Present.
Mrs. Wenner?
Here.
Ms. White?
Here.
Mr. Ciccarelli?
Here.
Mrs. Gardella?
Here.
And Mrs. Robotham?
Here.
We're going to start out. Mr. Karabinas is going to introduce our bowling team, the state champs. I know he's got a few nice things to say, so Mr. Karabinas, take it away.
The first 4 year of Belvidere bowling with a 23-2 record, 78,110 pins knocked down, a 189 team average, led by Landon South with a 220 average, freshman returner next year with a 200 average, and in a sectional final and team final to win the state title with a 2008 to 1696 score. I'd like to have a huge round of applause for the state championship Belvidere bowling team. I would love them all to get up behind the board here, get a nice team picture. They're also Skyland champs, sectional champs, and state champs. If you have never gone out to a bowling match, this was my first time ever watching a bowling match. And Coach Tack is the NJ.com Coach of the Year. Wow, I will tell you what, watching these guys bowl, watching the strategy that goes into rolling the ball down the lane like most of us do, these guys dissect it when they're saying they're purposely missing right to create a lane, I guess, and what they do and what Mr. Stout also helped is phenomenal. And if next year when they get to Bell Pike to get the opportunity to go and watch them and watch the crowd that shows up to watch them bowl, it's tough to even get a seat to see the lane. So if everybody can go up to the board, I want to get a quick picture with the entire team. We'll go right behind Ms. Duckworth and Mr. Kruba.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I like a sweatshirt all over our veterans.
Coach Tack could not be here. He's on a road trip to Tennessee. He's on a road trip to Tennessee, but again, for us, for Belvidere, who won a state championship in our first full season in any sport, is impressive. Another round of applause for the Belvidere bowling team.
I think it's safe to say we will not be challenging them in a bowl-off.
We get a handicap, don't we?
Yeah, we get we get lots of
Like
handicaps.
he's on the phone. He's on the phone with all the
Other than our
colleges.
canes.
Oh, yeah, everyone.
Our other honoree tonight, Madeline Durr, could not make it, so we've pushed that back to May 7th. So we'll honor Maddie on May 7th.
Okay, so that brings us on to our student representative report. Andy?
Thank you. Student government is working on Spring Cup Week. They're looking to have multiple student and staff activities as well as a pep rally. The Leos Club will be helping the Lions Club with their Camp Warren Cleanup Day, as well as assisting at the Special Olympics at Hackettstown High School on May 4th. Also working with the Belvidere FFA, planting trees, shrubs, and flowers in Belvidere's Butler Park on May 5th and 6th. And visiting Mira V on May 9th. We'll be planting flowers and spending time with the residents. If anyone knows anyone or is interested in donating flowers for this project, we would really appreciate it, and please reach out to Mrs. Larney. The spring concert will be held on Tuesday, May 6th at 7. And at the concert, Mason Chamberlain will be recognized as the New Jersey State winner of the Heart of the Arts Award given by the New Jersey Music Educators Association and the National Federation of State High School Associations. This organization is the national leadership body for high school athletic and performing arts. The month of May is a busy one for the Belvidere FFA chapter. Our floriculture class is preparing flower and vegetable seedlings for the May greenhouse sale. Our dairy cattle evaluation and management team is currently training for their competition on May 3rd. FFA officers are preparing for their 84th annual FFA banquet on Saturday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Belvidere Manor. Tickets are available by contacting Mr. Duckworth. The FFA and Leos Club will be working together on multiple projects throughout the end of May. It was recently announced that the FFA members, Andrew Duckworth and Carolyn Billick, will receive their Garden State degrees at the New Jersey FFA convention in May. And FFA members Ashley Postma and Owen Gambale will be receiving proficiency awards at state convention in the areas of fruit and nut production and turf landscape maintenance. Ashley and Owen's applications will then go to be judged at the National FFA organization this summer and other FFA applicants throughout the United States. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Stole my thunder. I was going to talk about Mason Chamberlain also with his educators, but also today we had the opportunity to recognize Mason. Mason was also chosen as just one of 90 football players in the state of New Jersey to participate in the North-South game, which I think it was June 8th at Kane University. I think that's the date they said. It's a great honor for Belvidere. It's been probably 25 years plus since we've had someone selected for that. So congratulations to Mason. Mason obviously is a great representation of Belvidere High School. I do want to just swing back and talk about a couple past events. For those of you that got to see Nemo Jr. About 2 weeks ago, it was outstanding. It was probably one of the best middle school, elementary school plays I've seen. Great performances, Laura Baker, Evie Schleifer, just to name a couple, were great. The scenery was great. It was just a lot of fun. It was fun on a great Friday night and a great crowd. So congratulations to Ms. Kirpat. It was a great show and hopefully continued success with that program. Last week we had our regionalization discussion, so I do thank Dr. Green and Mr. Magyar for leading that discussion. I thought it was great to see well over 100 folks here in the crowd. It was good discussion, a lot of questions, a lot of discussion. I think hopefully we'll pick that up there in continuing business as to just some of the comments and maybe where we want to discuss going. I know we talked about it in Harmony the other night too for a little bit, so just to sort of get a sense of where everybody wants to go. I'm excited to announce that our scholar athletes should be at our next meeting on May 7th. Mr. Karabinas announced them last week, so we're really proud of them, but I will let him do that next week and announce our winners. Also, we'll recognize our top 10 students from Belvidere High School. So it's starting to get towards the end of the year, and those awards are starting to come down, so we're excited for our students. Personally, I'm excited that tomorrow, myself, Ms. Koch, and 5 other chaperones and about 40 students will be getting on the bus to head to JFK to fly to Greece. So some of us will be there for 6 days, some of us will be there for 8, but looking forward to the trip. So that'll be tomorrow we head out. Reminder, May 7th is our budget presentation. We have spring break starting. And last but not least, and I'm going to let Mr. Bone jump in a little bit here. Last Friday, we had Mr. Carabinas and the staff put together a staff and student talent show at the elementary school. And I unfortunately was at the teacher of the, not unfortunately, I was proud to be at the teacher of the year luncheon. I didn't get a chance to see it. But my understanding is Mr. Young Luca Lutz stole the show at the end. And we have a little video clip of that. We always like to recognize some of the great things that are going on. So, Mr. Bone, why don't you take over?
Yeah, so thank you so much. I wanted to share, I asked if we could share this video. Is my mic is on? Yeah. So my son and his friends have been talking about this talent show. My son is in 6th grade since Friday. Came home super excited about how wonderful this talent show was, and they've been talking about it all weekend. And this morning, I was scouring through his phone, and they had sent this video, and they were going back and forth about how awesome it was, and I watched the video, and I thought it was a really great representation of our community and what our staff is doing today and our students and how they're collaborating and our present day environment and where we want to go into the future. So I asked if we could share it at the meeting today.
Luca Lutz playing the piano.
Yeah, I just thought that was just really nice to share
that was.
how
Thank you.
happy everybody is.
It's my understanding if we ask real nice, we can get the video of Mr. Carabinas pogo sticking to start off the event, too.
Oh, who do I have to pay off for that one? I got money.
That's my report.
Okay, we're on to correspondences. Any correspondence?
I'm going to read the correspondence tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Dear members of the Board of Education, it is with mixed emotions I am writing to formally announce my retirement as superintendent of the Belvidere School District effective October 1st, 2025. After careful consideration and reflection, I've made the decision to close this fulfilling chapter of my professional life. 15 years ago, almost to the day, I came to Belvidere for only my second time to interview for the position of high school principal. Even though it was actually 12 hours early that day for my 8 p.m. interview, I knew that this would be an amazing place to be, and soon after I started to serve as BHS principal. Serving the Belvidere community for the past 15 years, 12 as chief school administrator and 3 as high school principal, has been one of the true highlights of my career. Throughout this time, I have witnessed the remarkable growth and resilience within our district, and I cannot be more proud of what we have accomplished together. We have faced many challenges: financial, COVID, major changes in technology, and significant changes in the way students learn. As a district, we have worked through these challenges, and as I leave, there are still many that we face. Being an educational leader for 2 districts for the past 12 years has been rewarding and demanding. At last count, I have worked with close to 60 different board members during that time, and almost all have been supportive and great to work with. All of us have put the needs of the students first, and have always tried to do what's best for the students and community of Belvidere. During that time, I have also had the privilege of working with hundreds of dedicated teaching staff members. Many have been here my entire time at Belvidere, and others were students here when I began before joining our staff. This also includes the countless coaches, advisors, the custodial maintenance staff, and the administrative assistants who ensure that our students have the best educational experience. I have also had the privilege of working with quite a few great administrators in my time, from my first days with Mr. Swaneveld to today's team with Dr. McKinney and Mr. Karabinas. I am proud of the work we have done, the tough decisions we have had to make, while always remembering to put the best interests of our students first. Without their support and hard work, I could not have had such a successful career in Belvidere. In addition, I'd like to thank our central office team. Through my 12 years as superintendent, I've always been able to count on Ms. Chama, Ms. Amelia, and Ms. Shelley. Finally, I would like to thank my family for being there to support me as well. My 2 boys can't remember me working anywhere else but Belvidere, and my daughter thinks of me only as a county seater. While this decision marks the end of my time with Belvidere, I remain fully committed to ensuring a smooth transition for my successor. I am prepared to assist the board in any way necessary during this process, and will work diligently to maintain the district's momentum throughout the remainder of my term. I wish the district nothing but good luck and hope for its success as it moves forward. There are many challenges that remain for our small district, but I know that the foundation of the district and community is second to none, and the Belvidere School District will continue to grow and prosper. With Cedar Pride, Chris Karuba.
Any other correspondence? Okay. So before I call for a motion for executive session, I have one more thing to say. On behalf of myself and the Belvidere Board of Education, I would like to thank Mr. Karuba for his many years of service and dedication to the Belvidere School District, the staff, the students, and the families. We congratulate you on your retirement and wish you well in the future. We also look forward to working together with you over the next 6 months as we strive to make this transition the best it can be. We would also like to thank the staff, students, families, and community for their understanding and patience throughout the administrative restructuring during the 24-25 school year. As we begin the process of choosing a new superintendent, we ask for your continued support as we work towards a smooth transition and a successful start to the upcoming 25-26 school year. Now, can I have a motion for executive session for personnel and HIB?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? Okay. Any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential will be made public as soon as practicable. Minutes for the executive session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene in public session at the conclusion of the closed session in approximately half hour? Okay. You guys can please step out.
Flag. The flag is back.
Okay, we are on to our first round of public participation. This public participation is for agenda items only, and it's limited to 30 minutes, 5 minutes per speaker. Does anybody have any public participation for agenda items? No? All right, then we are going to move on to personnel items. It's 1 through 10. We also have the additions. It's 10A, B, C, and D on your papers. Can I have a motion for items 1 through 10D?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions on any of those items? No? Okay, then can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Blum. Mrs. Serbone.
Yes.
Dr. Zuppeth.
Yes.
Mrs. Duckworth.
Yes.
Mrs. Steffen.
Yes.
Ms. Walton.
Yes.
Mrs. Wenner.
Yes.
Ms. White.
Yes.
Mr. Chicarelli.
Yes.
Ms. Gardella.
Yes.
And Mrs. Robotham.
Yes.
Okay, so we move on to education items. It's 1 through 17 with some additions. Can I have a motion on education items 11 through 17?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions on any of those items? No? All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? No? Okay. So that brings us on to business items 18 through 22. No additions. Can I have a motion for business items 18 through 22?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? No? All in favor? Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? Okay, so that brings us to continuing business. Does anyone have any continuing business?
I'll go through the normal list of continuing business.
Thank you.
Still no official word on the Third Street sale. I know that our architects sent another letter to the Department of Ed to try to find out where we were with the process. It had been over 60 days since they sent the initial letter, so they were waiting to hear on that. So hopefully that will kick a few tires. We'll see where it goes. I did send out the email about the ad hoc committee for special ed. I got a few responses. I will get back to everybody once I get back from Greece on dates that following week or the following week to try to get that meeting up and running. Mrs. Gardella, I owe you some info on study halls that will push off until the next curriculum meeting. And I don't know how you guys want to handle discussion, if any, on regionalization now or wait till the next meeting.
What does everybody feel? Does anybody have any questions about the regionalization meeting from last week that weren't answered or wanted?
Did you receive a lot of questions from community or parents?
No, other than what was said at the actual meeting, no.
Okay, no feedback?
Nope.
Given that we have to wait for the law, the legislature update, I say we table it until we have that information and then see if it makes sense to pursue further.
Okay. Any,
I mean, I have some thoughts about the middle school, but considering your retirement and shifting some things around, I'm not sure this is the right time to address it.
With you on that one. I think just wait the year and see if we can get any information on the funding, and then by then we'll have your replacement and we'll be in a better position
We'll be
to
in
move
better
forward.
I do have a question about, and I was wondering if you had an update on the bathrooms. So I know Robin brought that up last meeting.
I don't have one. I'll have one for the next meeting. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
any other continuing business?
As part of the bathroom update, can we also get an update? I noticed, we've had a number of expenditures for replacements.
Mhm.
That, if we can talk about what's being done in terms of vandalism and how to minimize those costs and disruption to the students.
Any other continuing business? Okay, new business. Any new business? I can start off about, I would like to thank Miravi for having our students. I know that was talked about by our student representative, that they're going to be planning another trip there soon. They also did a scone sale to benefit Project Graduation. They were delicious, by the way. If anybody has that again, I highly recommend them. They were great. When I went to pick everything up, I had talked to one of the directors there who was so appreciative of our students and our staff and the time they spend there. She said it's so great to see the students there talking with the residents. The residents enjoy it so much. And she said the students are always so happy and so engaging. And she thanked us so much for having the students there. She said what a great time it is, how many people look forward to it. And they just really they did the scone sale because they really wanted to give back to some of our students for all the time they spend. So that was really great to hear, and how polite our kids are going over there and the staff that brings them and stuff. They're just very appreciative. So I wanted to put that out there. Again, to echo Mr. Kruba, the play was fabulous. We enjoyed it. And when I went, what struck me so much was how many age groups of our students, first off, are in the program. The fact that our director came back, Ms. Kerpat, thank you so much, and Mrs. Weber for helping her with that. That was great. It was great to see so many of our kids involved in that. But then to go beyond that, so many of our high school kids stepped up to help and be with those kids and interact. And what a great, just age group from our high school kids down helping out with that program. And it's just really great to see them interact with the younger and hopefully, encourage them to continue. So I'm excited to see the future of our program here at Belvidere with all the talent. And lastly, I wanted to talk to you guys about, we have talked about doing some more board training. So it's been a little while since we had our last one, and I wanted to contact our New Jersey School Board's rep to set something up, and I just want to get a feel for you guys, what kind of next education would you want to do? Would you be interested in doing like a workshop or, what everybody's feeling is before I contact her? And I was thinking maybe we could do it towards after the end of the school year, just because we're all going to be so busy, with everything here and, getting on to our summer plans. So I wanted to kind of set something up and get a feel for that before we're all going our separate ways with stuff. So if you guys, you don't have to answer now. If you have ideas, great, but just send me an email, what you would, or board retreat or,
That's what I would throw out a board retreat. There's so many new board members.
Yeah.
It might be a good idea.
So if just everybody lets me know what kind of your preference is, and then I can reach out to her and we'll set something up.
Maybe we could do something with goals, district goals.
Right, we could
see
do
if
that all at the
it-
board retreat, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
Yeah.
can just be thrown into it because it's perfect timing.
And communication. I know I
Yep.
never know who can and who can and what. Like
Okay, great.
yeah.
Any other new business?
I have something that probably should have been old business or continuing business. Dawn's room, do we get an update on that? I'd like to incorporate that into our monthly board meetings.
Yeah, so we, I'll make sure we met, was that last week, Judy? Last Wednesday? We're going to, right when we get back from break, we're going to visit a couple of the local districts that have life skills class, just to get some ideas, and then we're going to regroup and just start to plan out, as far as money and talking to some people about
Okay.
donations and things like that. So we met, it was last Wednesday, and we're going to continue to do that every couple of weeks.
You can just add that to your.
Yep. Yeah,
Give
I can do
us
that,
updates.
yep.
Is there a timeline that all needs to be done by?
I mean, we're hoping to have the classroom up and running as best we can for September.
Okay.
So we'll see what kind of challenges we face, and, once we actually, Mr. Kennedy was there, and one of the things we talked about was, all right, we go to, let's say, I know Warren Hills has a good program, let's look at theirs, hey, how long did it take you to put this together, give us some of the processes and the costs.
I could maybe get a scientist. If you don't make it by this date, you don't get the money.
Well, yeah,
Give you a nice deadline.
that wouldn't be terrible. So, but yeah,
We'll see how it
we're gonna,
goes.
as soon as we get back from break, that's one of my high priorities.
Good, thank you.
I just wanted to second what Melissa said about the elementary school play. One of the things that I love about it is that we do so much with so little, just the jellyfish with the umbrellas.
phenomenal,
and
right?
the
Great
thing
idea.
Was so creative, and I think that just illustrates, how, I don't know, it's so important to be able to learn to do things with what you have, and we do a really, really great job of doing that here. And it came across perfectly, and it was just wonderful. So,
Any other new business?
Oh, maybe not new, but do we have an update with that JCP&L stuff?
You don't want to hear
So,
this.
the Finance Committee met tonight on that, and we had a quick Zoom with the consulting company that put it all together, because even though we started this project in June of 2024 with all of our applications, and we've been waiting for our notice to proceed to come, what we got most recently at the beginning of April is that JCP&L now does not think that they are going to support the program. They think that Elizabethtown Gas should, with another tier of this grant. So,
There's more.
what the consultant asked is if the board committee was okay with pushing back on JCP&L, that is just not fair. And he actually thinks that may work a bit. So we are going to be drafting a letter to push back on them, even to go to the Board of Public Utilities, that, we've gone through every step of this entire program since June of 2024, and to start over with Elizabethtown Gas when their program isn't even up and running yet is not in good faith. So that's, the committee supported that, and that's what we will be pursuing next.
Okay.
How does that impact the budget for the new year? Does it at all, or?
There's absolutely impact if we don't get this project going forward. So that's what we'll be pushing on. Any other new business?
Sorry, I asked.
Oh, I have a question. Playground grant.
Have not heard anything.
Okay.
Any more? No? Okay, so this takes us to our next public participation, again, limited to 30 minutes, 5 minutes per speaker. Does anybody have public participation?
Hi, my name is Vicki Davenport. We've all seen me before. I did want to ask a few things, which I know you guys can't actually answer, but just food for thought.
Could you talk closer to the, I'm sorry, I can hardly hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm not a very loud person, and you're
That's
not my
perfect.
kids.
It's perfect. Yep.
All right. I just wanted to say a few things and some food for thought. I know I can't actually expect you guys to answer a question. So Blairstown just had a Autism and Special Needs Resource Fair, which I believe is part of the Special Needs Parent Advocacy Group for the school district. It would kind of be really nice if we could have one of those here for our students as well. It had a lot of great things where ABA therapy and OT, PT, and other therapies that would benefit kids with special needs. The other thing I need some rework for the IEP. I'm not sure who to go to anymore because now everything's even more confusing. Got it. Have you guys started deciding, taken steps or started the discussion for the new head of CST? I know her seat isn't cold yet, but I'd like to be proactive. That's it. Oh, and whoever is doing the group for the investigation for the special needs kids, I'd really like to talk to you. I'm not sure which one of you it is, but if I could. I gave somebody my info. If you guys could just, thank you.
Any other public participation?
Is this good? Hello, my name is Matthew Smith, and I'm a student and senior at Belvidere High School. I have been at Belvidere High School since my freshman year, and my favorite part of going to school is seeing my English teacher, Ms. McHugh. I can say with no doubt in my mind, without Ms. McHugh, I would have hated my high school experience. She has been my safe space for me and many students, and she has always been there for anybody in need, whether you need somebody to talk to, help with schoolwork, or advice on anything. Ms. McHugh is always there to listen and help. In my 4 years of attending Belvidere High School, I can say that my teacher, Ms. McHugh, has made every day better and helped me become a better person. I also have a letter written on behalf of Mara Farber. Hello to any staff, students, or parents listening. My name is Mara Farber, and I am currently a senior at Belvidere High School. I am unfortunately at work during this moment, and that is why I'm writing this, because I want my opinion to be spoken at this meeting. Ms. McHugh is one of the many amazing teachers at this school and has taught here for many years. She is a very caring, respectful, and understanding teacher. She is also a great mother, as her 2 daughters are in the high school as well. If the meeting has anything to do with the Facebook post about her, then this is my letter saying I am defending her. The drawer was a confiscation drawer that she kept for proof for the school if a child/student needed punishment proof for drawing any one of the following photos. She no longer has any of the contents in the drawer. I personally believe this is just a big fuss for no reason, as the video posted was taken over a year ago and the drawer no longer has the contents. I will say straight up that whoever posted the video is just a sensitive parent who should be worrying about the bigger problems in the school district.
Excuse me, one second. I want to interrupt for 1 second. I stopped the clock. I want you to understand that board, I appreciate your reading part of your time, but the board will not be able to comment or respond.
That is fine. That's fine. All right. The video is just a sensitive parent. Oh, sorry. I will say straight up that whoever posted the video is just a sensitive parent who should be worrying about the bigger problems in the school district. One of the moms, Katie Pringle, is one of them, and she has no business talking about the high school as she doesn't have.
I'm going to stop you again.
Sir.
I want to warn you, and I appreciate your statement, but if you make any comments about an individual person, whoever that may be, here in public, could subject you to defamation.
I'm fine with that.
Saying something about it.
I'm fine with
I
that.
would caution you perhaps not to use names.
Thank you. This lady should not have a say with anything involving the high school. She is accusing Ms. McHugh as a groomer, completely using that term in the wrong way. Ms. McHugh is not a groomer in the slightest, as she is a sweet and welcoming teacher. Students enjoy her room as it is a safe space for us. Back to the drawer. Ms. McHugh has ADHD, so I can understand why the drawer was emptied, as she mostly forgot it even existed. If you know any teacher, they function their desk in their own way. I would also like to mention a substitute teacher should not be going through a teacher's desk while filming. If they need to grab something, that is understandable, but there is no reason to be digging through the drawers just because. I know many students who are backing me up on this, and as well as Ms. McHugh. If the staff could take into consideration the actual student side who know her and not these sensitive parents, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time and listening.
Thank you. Other public participation?
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, fellow parents, concerned community members. My name is Shiloh Matei, and I stand before you not only as a proud alumni of this school, but as a deeply concerned parent of 2 children currently enrolled in the district. I never imagined that I would have to stand here and demand something as basic as accountability and decency in our classrooms, yet here we are, faced with a deeply troubling situation that cannot be ignored. Recently, I have been made aware that inappropriate and unacceptable materials have been discovered in a teacher's desk drawer, containing drawings and clay figures of male genitalia, items that have absolutely no place in a school setting, let alone in possession of an educator entrusted with our children. To make matters worse, I have also learned that this same teacher, while acting as yearbook liaison, managed to sneak in an inappropriate image of male genitalia into a past yearbook, page 113 to be exact. This is something that went unnoticed at the time, but is now part of a disturbing pattern of behavior. Our schools should be a place of learning, safety, and respect, not a place where students are exposed to anything that contradicts the ethical and professional standards we expect from our educators. This is not a matter to be swept under the rug. It is not something to be excused or overlooked. We demand a full, transparent investigation into this matter. We demand that the proper consequences be enforced, not simply just removal of said drawer, but real accountability. The actions of any teacher do not affect just one classroom. They affect the integrity of our entire district, the reputation of our schools, and most importantly, the well-being of our children. The Belvidere School District name is in the news and on social media for the wrong reasons. I ask this board, what message are we sending if we allow this to go unanswered? If we do not act, we tell our students that inappropriate behavior has no real consequences. We tell parents that our concerns do not matter, and we tell our community that our standards for education and professionalism are negotiable. That is unacceptable, and I, along with many other parents here tonight, will not stand for it. We entrust our children to this district every day with the expectation that they are in good hands, safe hands. That trust has been broken, and it must be repaired, and the only way to do that is with action. I urge you to take this matter seriously. I urge you to show us that you value our children's education and safety as much as we do, and I urge you to ensure those who violate that trust face the proper consequences. Thank you.
I've seen some of the faces before in here. This is not the first time I've spoken on the board. And yeah, of course. No, I'm going to. So my name is Relic Little. I am an alumni at this school. I graduated in 2023. And the yearbook under question is actually the yearbook that is my year. To speak about that, I know that the yearbook was definitely under strain and it was mostly student run. So forcing all of the expectation on Ms. McHugh is slightly unfair since it was extremely rushed, but regardless of that information, the individual that is accusing Ms. McHugh, I've heard personal experiences about that person inside of the school building, and there has been multiple times where she has harassed and yelled at students, and that has been swept underneath the rug. If we're going to talk about the safety of students, as well as the former friends that I have that still go to the school, then justice needs to be done for both of them, not just Ms. McHugh. It is unfair to put her inside of this chopping block, inside of this situation, where, as well as many others. This is not the first time that she has been on said chopping block. It is unfair to throw her underneath the bus when this educator, as a substitute teacher, has done, if not worst things to other students. And I'm not the only person that has experienced this. Of course, I'm going to try and keep it quick and brief. Of course, I don't have a paper in front of me, but I have heard stories. And there has been people that have been hurt multiple times by this same person. If we're all going to sit here and turn a blind eye to her, then we must turn a blind eye to Ms. McHugh as well, because clearly she was doing this under the right intention of confiscating students' items and students' objects. As a job, as an educator, to protect our students, it was her right to confiscate said things. And when everybody hired her as a Board of Education to come together and allow her to teach here, one, she is an incredible teacher, but regardless of that fact, it is her job, it is her sworn duty to protect everybody that is inside of this room and their children, and as alumni, our children to come. It is unfair to treat her with such rude and heinous words, not only online, which I just realized has happened, but also inside of the school building. That is absolutely ridiculous, to say the least. I am a person who is very passionate, who is very well-spoken, and has done this before. And to see all of these people out here to support her, that means something. We have shown up time and time again to watch our teachers be disrespected and defamed every single year. I have heard teachers, I have heard their stories, I have heard their pain. It is unfair, especially to watch her children be here and stand up for her mom, somebody that we care about. These people have families, these people have lives, and I am not one to crap on somebody for no reason, but it is unfair to treat somebody that disrespectfully over her doing her job. can all realize inside of this room, as some people have been teachers or who have students going here, it is their job to make sure the students are safe. Not a single teacher that goes here has no ill will towards any of us. I have heard time and time again where teachers have admitted that they would lay themselves on the line, especially in the American climate that we live in, to sacrifice themselves for said children, to sacrifice themselves for their students and their kids that actually go to this building. To sit here and act like her actions are somehow unjustifiable is honestly hellacious at best. It amazes me that I have to sit here and come back 2 years later to defend a teacher that I deeply cared about, who made me make it through sophomore year of high school. And now I'm looking at her kids, or at her families, at people who struggle with ADHD, as do I, and be made fun of online and on the news and everywhere else. And we're going to sit here and turn a blind eye to our substitutes because of that? Honestly, it's time for y'all to wake up. Seriously, this has gone on for far too long, and this is not right. And that is just blatantly obvious. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a good night.
Thank you. Any other public participation?
Hello, my name is Sandy Gonda from White Township District. First of all, I want to congratulate Mr. Krug on your retirement. And I appreciate you calling my husband today. I'm really happy with that. Thank you very much. This is a long time coming that I'm speaking out. I'll really try to stay within 5 minutes. I'm going to have to read this. Hopefully I can hold it together. First, I want to say this is not a dig to any special education teacher. They have been great, nor a dig to administration. It's more specific to the special education department. I had to finally come forward after hearing, and I'll try not to use names, the director of special ed speak at the December 11th board meeting that all IEPs are being followed. All our years at this district, our son's IEP has not been fully followed. Teachers do a great job providing some things, but special ed has been remiss in ensuring other things are implemented, and I can only imagine it's been difficult for the teachers as well. In 2018, we moved our son to another placement due to IEP not being followed. In 2021, with the promise of the director of special ed to provide everything he was currently receiving, we agreed to mainstream him back. It was clear to us after the first month there was no intention of providing even close to what he was receiving at his other placement or to follow the IEP. For 4 years, my husband and I have tried desperately to get our concerns heard, and the treatment we have received from the director and her staff, from going to Mr. Thompson for 2 years while at White, where he would then have to ensure the follow-through of the IEP from March to June, to reaching out to Warren County Special Ed Department, speaking with Lamont and Flynn, Maureen Kehoe, advocacy from NJ Include, Lisa Marshall of Warren County Special Child Services, SPAN, Abilities, DDD, Perform Care. Even at the request of Mr. Thompson, we got a New Jersey State representative to come in and attend the IEP meeting on 8th grade. I expressed our concerns to Dr. McKinney in 9th grade, and then I also spoke at the board meeting last June, July, that our IEP was not, hadn't even received it as IEP, a completed IEP. And in August, Stephen and I met with Mr. Kruber regarding the intimidation and bully-style treatment we've received from that director. Most people we spoke to have told us they have heard the same thing, and the only advice they can give us was to move away, that they've heard the same thing about Belvidere. We do not have a good reputation when it comes to special ed. The reason we have never come to the board before this was we were also told that it isn't the forum to discuss concerns over special education. We were in fear of retribution towards our son, and mostly it kills me to speak here tonight because the trust that I've built with my son, never talking about his business, I'm violating that tonight by coming here and talking about, his IEP. So that's really the reason I've never come here before. But the experience, it has affected our family in ways you can't imagine. It has affected me financially, emotionally, physically. I go to bed each night sick to my stomach, and I wake up every morning sick to my stomach. Our weekends and summers are all based around tutors and academic camps to get our son from drowning and to provide him the learning loss that has been obvious since moving him back to district, math in particular. The entire IEP process is severely broken, from us never having a working document to go by at our annual IEP meetings, to not having measurements, data, goals not met. Progress reports have little to no information, and in many cases have false information. Case managers have taken things out, added, or changed items on the IEP without ever discussing with us or the team, and we know within 15 days, no matter what, it goes into effect. And even though we've disagreed or have reached out, we either don't get a response back, or we're told that's, it's just going to go into effect, that's the way it is, go to due process. I will not go through the entire IEP document and list out everything that is not being done. However, I think by me giving you these examples of what has transpired through the last 4 years and what was told to us by the special ed team will give you a pretty good idea as to what we have endured and the lack of concern or any interest that we are at an IEP meeting on behalf of our son's best interest. Soon after we mainstreamed him back in 2021, the director of Huntington Learning from Bridgewater attended our IEP meeting. She and his other school have worked hard with supports, one-on-one, and us paying close to $30,000 in tutor costs to get Jaden up to almost grade-level math, reading, and writing. She asked the team if they could work with her collaboratively to keep Jaden on track and progressing. She was told no, we will not work with tutors, and if the parents are privileged enough to be able to send him to tutors, then they can continue to do that, and we'll do what we do. His sending district provided White with the goals that should be added to the IEP, and they were told no, they will not add them. We asked for writing goals and was told no, parents do not dictate the curriculum. We asked for compensatory services during COVID and was told no. He also did not receive OT, a behavior modification plan per 2 FBAs that were done. Goals were not met, progress reports had false information, and he regressed in reading, writing, and math.
Your time's up, so please try to finish up.
At every meeting, we also brought up the state goals, the LinkedIn scores where strong supports were needed. At our 8th grade IEP meeting, we had concerns about the academics, reading, writing, and math. We were also told if we could add OT into his IEP. We were told, Mrs. Gonda, don't worry. I'm sorry. When we asked about the OTs being added, we were told if he hasn't learned the strategies by now, he never will. When we told them that he's literally still on 5th, 6th grade level learning, we were told, Mrs. Gonda, don't worry, we have graduated other students on 6th grade level before. I'll try to skip over some of these things. We asked if we can get his hard copy entrance exam at B.O.E because he doesn't do well it's on his IEP to give a hard copy test. We were told no, that they won't do it, but that's not true. They did do it. When I called B.O.E, they said our team never reached out to them. I'll fast forward because I know you were at the last IEP meeting we had in February. 9th grade, he had his reevaluations done. They were worse than they were 3 years ago. We brought it up in a meeting, and we were told if we're not happy with what we're doing now, we'll put him in an MD class. It's not what we were asking. We just wanted more supports. Currently, right now, we have in his IEP more supports, another one-on-one for his math class, and also counseling. We're told counseling is being done. We know it's not being done. On the progress reports, it states it's being done, and it's not. Thanks to Mr. Kruba, we're finally getting that added help in math. But we had our February 18th IEP meeting, and had to hire an attorney. After we had an advocate, the advocate told us clearly they drew their line in the sand. We have to get an attorney. Got an attorney just so we could get the IEP followed with math and counseling. At that time, it got contentious. My husband got hostile. I won't say her name. My husband asked the director of special ed why the IEP wasn't being followed, and she said she can't speak to that because she was not included in the meetings nor agreed to it, but at that time, she did not feel it was necessary, even though the CMO counselor, the math teacher, and the attorney felt it was definitely needed, and she still refused to follow the IEP. Our attorney asked the district attorney what he felt, and he as well agreed with the director and said it's not needed. So that brings us to here. It's April. Our IEP still hasn't been fully followed. Again, the progress reports are invalid, and we're going to start school again in the fall with no IEP. That's working for him. No transition plan. We were told they're not legally obligated to provide one. So I'm very concerned. He's in 11th grade, he's 16, we have no transition plan, and I don't know where we go from here. So thank you for, interrupting me. That I don't have a lot of time left, and I appreciate this. I want to thank the teachers. The teachers have been awesome. If it weren't for Miss Black and Miss Kimball, he probably wouldn't be as successful as he is today. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Could you send your information to Mr. Kruba so he could share it with us so we could see the rest
will.
of what you
I
had to
will.
say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dear parents, staff, and students of Belvidere High School, my name is Ricky, and I am a part of the graduating class of 2025, and is a student at Belvidere High School. Now, you may have heard some of the issues that have been circulating or have been keeping up. I am here to voice my opinion about these issues. Ms. McHugh is one of many great teachers within our school district. She has worked here for many years. She is caring, responsible, respectful, and understanding when it comes to her students. Ms. McHugh makes sure all her students are taught the proper material and offers assistance when need be. I am acquaintances with her students that do attend Belvidere High School. I am here to voice my opinions on the Facebook posts and comments that were made within the drawer, aka the inappropriate images that were made. These drawings were made by either previous students or graduated students or current students that attend. This drawer was made to keep the drawings in order to punish the students and keep as proof. Although I do understand where the parents are coming from, however, I do not appreciate the backlash she's been receiving on the internet, specifically Facebook. The drawer no longer holds these inappropriate images as it has been cleared out. The video that has been posted online containing the contents was taken over a year ago, which does not make sense to me why it's being talked about now. It should have been talked about previously. The parent who is speaking about this issue also has been accusing Ms. McHugh of being a quote-unquote groomer. Now, I will forever stand by this. I disagree. The groomer is a term that is used and is the action and behavior of trying to gain an emotional connection with a vulnerable individual. Ms. McHugh is not a groomer. I hate that word being tossed around without really knowing the definition. Everyone tosses it around like it's candy, thinking, oh, this is that. No. Ms. McHugh has done nothing but do her job as an employee in this district. Many students, including myself, enjoy her company and appreciate her. She has done nothing but try to embrace herself as a person without a care of what others say about her or think about her. I truly cannot thank her enough for all that she has done for her students and myself. I will defend her through the time that is spent here. I will stand by her through thick and thin. Miss McHugh is my English teacher and a teacher of many. I will stand by her and appreciate her. I will stand by her and defend her as my time slowly comes to an end at this district. Miss McHugh is a quote-unquote safe person as she offers assistance with anything her students may ask of her. She offers her room to students when they need someplace to go and to debrief. Miss McHugh is there for anyone and everyone if one needs someone to talk to or to have someone be there for them. It sickens me to see as others look past the good and focus on the bad, throwing terrible terms around and destroying one's reputation without proper proof. I would like the school to focus more on major issues in the district, such as the mice issue, destruction of school property, and illegal activities as for example, underage smoking on school property. These issues are more important than inappropriate drawings that were drawn by either previous graduates or current students that attend here. There are major issues to focus on and to not be overlooked. Please consider my words. I want nothing more than the best for this district, for the students and staff. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Joseph Barnez, I'm a parent of two students currently enrolled here in Belvidere. I want to start by saying that I am completely appalled at the situation that I've been made aware of the past several days. And furthermore, I'm appalled at the childish, immature, and unwarranted actions of the parents of this community and how they quickly accuse, condemn, and slander, vilify, and subject to defamation on one of our own school teachers, Mrs. Ann McHugh. She has been a safe haven for the students of this school that have been ostracized, singled out, bullied, and in some cases abused. She has shown compassion, understanding, and acceptance to everyone that has come through her class. The accusations on the internet of the small group of people that are attacking her makes me sick. I look around the school and I think back to every back to school night, every back to teacher parent conference night, and every on event, sporting event, theater event, and I see faces that I don't normally see. It also brings me back to the day I met Sam McHugh on my first night here when my son became a freshman, and I was meeting his teachers to become an active and involved parent. And I took solace knowing that my son was going to be part of a school where someone is going to be caring and understanding and accepting of him, and somebody that was going to think of him as more than just another grade, another test, and another day closer to her pension. Okay, Sam McHugh has been an empathetic and sympathetic person to every student, whether they are her student or not, whether they are attending her classes or not, whether they are enrolled in her current curriculum. They come to her because she is a safe place for them to be themselves. As for these accusations of the yearbook photos that have been submitted, again, that is a very old photo. Why was it not brought up previously? And to my understanding, how many other people assisted with the assembly of that yearbook? I don't think there were any. Like you just said, it was student-run, and without Sam McHugh, I'm confident that that yearbook would have been nothing more than pictures of staff and students, and that's it. She alone was able to get them to meet their deadlines and submit that they had a yearbook that they could memorialize their time here at Belvidere. Furthermore, these cowardly keyboard crusaders and their name calling and internet are focusing on a slight overlook because it suits their agenda. I find it very disheartening that our small rural community can turn on each other and attack people without having them or even giving them a chance to explain themselves. The actions of this small group of outspoken, overreacting individuals that have threatened the livelihood of Sam McHugh and her family makes me weep that they're on where we have gone to from a caring community that we once were. Furthermore, they have also resulted to immature name calling and bullying of the children and students that frequent her class, calling them misfits, calling them degenerates, saying that they are being groomed, which is a disgusting and outrageous accusation. These are children that are becoming young adults and seek nothing more than acceptance, which they find only in the school and her classroom, not amongst their peers and not amongst the remaining staff. This group is nitpicking on an event of a minute detail of the classroom, of every minute detail of the classroom and how it's decorated, how it is lit. These people are being petty and childish. The children learn more in an environment where they feel comfortable, and we all know that there are published studies about the effects of fluorescent light and the way that it can affect people's eyes, especially when it comes to reading. So if you're teaching an English class and you are subjecting people to fluorescent lights, you are already hindering them from their ability to learn. My children have had several interactions as they have gone through her class over the years, and they have had every one of them was positive. When it comes to Sam McHugh and the way she treats her students, oftentimes mentoring them, helping them get caught up on past due work because they have not been able to complete it for whatever reason, and should the board entertain these outlandish requests of terminating her employment, it would be a huge loss to the community of Belvidere and the students that attend this school. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other public participation? This will be the last one. This will be our.
Pringle, I'm the one with the dick drawer pictures and videos. I was sent it. I'm appalled. I don't know her. I don't care. It's not okay. It's in the yearbook. It's not justifiable to me. Whatever. I am here about my daughter and the mismanagement of this administration. My daughter has been assaulted. She's in 3rd grade. She's been assaulted by the same boy 3 times. The most recent time, we filed police reports every time, but the most recent time, the police came to the school, found it on the video camera, whatever. I'm messaging administration. Carabinus is nowhere to be found. He hasn't, oh, sorry, Mr.
As I said before, anything you say
Okay, so the principal, our principal never got back to me. Like I didn't exist, like my daughter didn't get hurt. No follow-up. The only email I received was from Mr. Karuba telling me he received my email. That's it. Period. End of story. I received it. Thanks. And then I have Miss Tierney messaging me saying she's now handling code of conduct. I would love to know why Miss Tierney, or sorry, the guidance counselor for the elementary school, is handling code of conduct issues. That's not her job. She's not getting paid for that. The principal gets paid $150,000 plus for that, and he's dodging his job completely. It's disgusting.
I'm just going to interrupt you again.
Okay.
Appreciate you're not saying the names, but you're identifying the position.
So
If
if I can't say guidance counselor, who do I say?
I pause the timer. I just want you to know also, as I said earlier, that the board will not be able.
Oh, no, I know the board won't, but I just want you to know who I'm talking about. When I say that somebody else is handling code of conduct, that is not the principal, when it's the principal's job or the superintendent's job. It is not this other person who was dealing with it. And this is something that I am finding. This is something that many other parents are finding because I'm talking to them, and it's crazy and very common. And I think it's disgusting, and I think the whole school needs to be investigated, and I've started a petition with over 200 signatures to have our school investigated by the state of New Jersey. And I know you don't care. That's fine. You can go retire and pretend like that's your thing. But that's all I got to say. Have a nice day.
Well, that'll end our public participation because our 30 minutes is up. Okay, so we are looking, I need a motion to go into our second executive session for personnel. Can I have a motion for executive session, please?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstentions? Okay, any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential will be made public as soon as practicable. Minutes of the executive session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene in public session at the conclusion of the closed session in approximately, probably be a while, 45 minutes. No, we won't be taking action, right? There will be no action taken when we come back from executive session. Okay. Thank you very much. I did that. And then